Hello, this is Mail. I'm making this video as a clarification for this artwork I posted a few days ago. Since some people are calling this AI, let me start by ensuring that this is totally nowhere near AI and it's totally made by me. It started mostly me because I haven't posted the full speed paint, and I'll come back to that matter why I haven't posted the full speed paint in the end. But first, I'll start with layers one by one. Let's count it as a sloppy tutorial. We'll start from the sketch. I specifically didn't make a separate line art because it's not always necessary if you know what you're doing. Just keep the base colors in check. And for personal works, it's totally fine to be messy and get a bit lazy, so I skip coloring the parts that won't be visible later. And while making, I go through a lot of different ideas. Someone was asking why the flower turned into a hand. That's because I've changed my mind while making the sketch, and I sketched out the bunny later. Now that we got our base color set, we won't be needing this sketch for now, so let's move on to shadings. First, we'll make sure where the shadows fall and which parts are in light and roughly make the shadow base. Then either clip the layer to shade more or alpha lock on the shadow one. But I suggest a clipping mask in case if you make any mistakes, it's easier to clean up that way. Now, in the next part, we'll add slight bounce light in the shadowy areas. Here I made the skin a bit contrasted because of the direct light from the right side, and we'll add water reflection on the back later. Moving on to the hair again, we'll start adding small details and little shine. Same for the clothes as when needed because everyone draws differently in their own unique ways, so there's no such thing as measured amount of this and that. Now let's do the water. I know liquid is kinda tough to crack. You can always use reference to learn. If it's clear water, start from the floor. Make sure shadows are painted unevenly if it's on still water. And remember, pinks underwater look slightly different in color. That's why I made this part of the hair lighter. And now we can add surface reflection. And don't confuse the layers or it'll be problematic later. Make groups for each part if possible. Now on to the next. Now onto the skin, we'll add a slight bounce light on the curve of the back near its spine, and behind that are scales. Those are my failed attempts of trying to create a caustic like reflection, which I of course failed. Did the same for the clothes, and then we had jewelries. And no, I haven't made separate layers for them. We don't want to make the file any more heavier. Add shadows to them, and now add little greenery, and we are 60% done. Now jump for the background. First, I decided to make a forest background, but then I changed my mind and made an open field. It's divided in 3 separate parts, and it's really sloppy, so don't mind it. The further, the less details, less color, and you can change the colors from modes to change the mood of the scene. I also added a low opacity linear light. Now we add these cuties. And yes, I'm lazy, so I didn't finish the hand because it won't be visible. Back to the character. To make the shadows more prominent, I added a vivid light layer and an overlay for sunlight glow. Now we are simply gonna clean it up and adjust and color correct, and voila, we're good to go. You can use the adjustment modes in edit, and I just made it for fun as a concept work, so I didn't use any reference or anything. You can see it's really lazy and sloppy. You can see all the lines and stroke. They're really messy. It's not clean enough. So I hope you can understand it's not AI. And coming back to the main reason why I haven't recorded it while drawing is because I use both Clip Studio Paint and Photoshop. I use and I started this on Clip Studio Paint first, and since it has an automatic recorder, I have the beginning part of my process. But I wanted to use some of the brushes from Photoshop, so I exported it in PSD file and continued it there. And Photoshop doesn't have an automatic recorder. I could have recorded it externally, but at that time it really felt like a drag, honestly. That's the whole reason. So, yeah. Also, I made this video not for any validations from anyone. I just didn't wanted my art to be disrespected. You can call me words. You can say I'm not good at it. I'm still learning. But no matter my work is good or bad, they are genuine. Calling it AI is just pure disrespect. I've seen some of my fellow artist friends with amazing works suffer from the same problem. Some had to delete their accounts thanks to many people with false claims. Yes, I know AI is everywhere nowadays. I'm totally aware of the situation and I don't blame anyone for protesting against it. It's okay, I understand how people get confused sometimes, but maybe double check before accusing someone because, it can affect someone really bad. But let me ensure I'm not gonna leave social media any sooner for these accusations. Of course, I'll continue posting, and yeah, I'm totally aware of the situation. I know how it is taking over everything and how hard it is. Nowadays, it's just getting harder and harder to differentiate between real and fake, but still, that's no excuse to attack someone without knowing better. Yes, I'm one of the protesters too. I don't like how AI is taking over everyone's lives. AI is taking over everything. But our works have soul in them. Unlike the AI generated slop, we can create things that can brighten hearts. Yes, I know we have flaws. I do too. My works are full of mistakes and many flaws, but maybe that's what makes them pretty, beautiful, whatever you call them. I like them however they are. I'll try to learn better, maybe I'll improve. And however they are, I'm satisfied. Because they're mine. That's it. Always check properly before accusing people or spreading rumors and with no proper evidence. And it's disheartening because every artist lives inside their art. Stepping on them is like ripping their souls. Hopefully, people will be more careful in the future. And it's not to respect anyone, it's just a little explanation from my side. Hope people understand. Well, that's all. See you next time. Bye.